The third candidate is here tonight. Please welcome Kelsie Peterson. Notice how orderly Conservatives are.
All right, my name is Kelsie Peterson, and I am running for Central Alberta Director. And I just want to start out by sharing a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Central Alberta. I lived in the Olds area growing up, and when I grew up and moved away, I ended up in Northern Alberta in the Bonnyville area for about 20 years. And just recently, last year, my family and I had the opportunity to move back home. And so we're really happy to find ourselves back in this area. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I have 3 sons. They are 11, 13, and 14. I've spent the last 23 odd years as a teacher. I've worked in the public system where Conservative voices are sorely needed. I have been a homeschooling mom for 6 years now. And currently I work as a home ed support facilitator supporting other homeschooling families. So that is a bit of my professional. I've also been a piano teacher running my own business for the last 25 years. And I had a brief but fascinating stint in radio. I asked a question and suddenly I had a job. So, and that's interestingly kind of how I ended up here. So I like to ask questions. So I'm here because, like probably a lot of you, about 3.5, 4 years ago, things started going a little bit south, and I started paying a little bit more attention. And so over the last 4 years, I have learned how to use my voice, and I have learned how to try to communicate into my community, into my government, what I would like to see. And initially I started that out with writing letters, being active online, and found myself quite frustrated at times, and so I just have started to try to figure out different ways where I can use my voice. And in that time, I've learned also that I need to stand strong. I need to stand for what I believe in and not back down. Up until now, I haven't been involved much because up until now, I have been busy homeschooling my boys and supporting my husband, who was also a public school teacher until about 2 years ago. Now I have 2 of my children are in school. I'm still homeschooling one of them, and my time is a little bit more free, and I feel like now is a great time for me to kind of step forward and take this opportunity. What I would like to see for the board, and my role in the board, is for us to keep moving forward towards more of a member-driven model. I have seen so many good movements in that direction, and I would really like us to keep moving there, because the member voices matter, and as we are more and more involved as members, that helps our government to take more and more action that reflects the values and ideals of conservatism. As Central Director, I want to help and support the CAs in my area, because I think, again, if we can keep dribbling down that member involvement, and if we can help to get the members engaged on the ground level, the engagement helps with buy-in, and the buy-in helps to make the party strong. And as one of the other candidates up here said, he talked about the ripple effect throughout the communities, and how building our party then actually builds a more conservative culture within our province, which then builds us toward elections and helps to keep our province strong and free.
Do you have a question for me? Oh, just trying it out. Just see. I mean, being involved, I mean, you're not just a mom and a wife. I mean, you're a businesswoman. You're engaged in your community every day. You spoke of homeschooling and education of youth. Could you expand maybe on how you feel your role on the board of the UCP Provincial Board could benefit children and their education?
I just feel so importantly, I had brought my children home from school before things had shut down. I had seen enough. I loved my kids' school. It was a great school, but it just was not where I wanted them marinating 8 hours a day. And so I brought them home, and I think the benefit was, and has been, that I was able to teach my children to think independently. And so my older children are now in junior high, and they just went back to school last year. It's a tough go to throw yourself back into junior high, and I feel like they've been really able to stand strong and to be who they are and not really worry. And I think as conservatives, we want to try so hard to bring everybody in, and it is very important, but we have to be so careful that while we're bringing anybody in, that we're not bending over backwards at the same time. And I think that is just such an important thing, to stay strong to our values and our principles and the things that guide us as a party, and to not waver.
So would you agree that while our name might be the United Conservative Party of Alberta, that we really are a coalition of conservatives willing to have shared and respected values?
Yeah, we have to work together, and we have to, another one of the candidates said again, unite around those shared values and work together on those things, and put those things front and foremost, because I think those are the things that make us conservative. And as we focus on those things, it allows us to bring people in because they see what we're about and they trust us. And then that's another thing that I think is really important moving forward, is building that trust, knowing that the person that you see on the stage, on the screen, in the parking lot, that is the same person, and they're not turning around, going into another venue or another location and being a different person. So we need to build the trust and to work together by being authentic.
Big round of applause. Kelsie, Peterson.